Blockbuster Games suddenly announced it's shutting down. When everyone was dumping their gear to cut losses, I was selling my house and taking loans to top up the game. Everyone laughed and called me an idiot. But they had no idea. When the game officially shuts down, all in-game bosses will descend to the real world, and people who keep their game accounts will inherit the powers of their in-game characters. In my past life, I had to sell my account to get by. So when the apocalypse hit, I didn't even survive half a day. As I was dying, I called my in-game CP for the last time. Goodbye forever, Manga. And right after that, I kicked the bucket. But when I opened my eyes again, I realized I traveled back to before the game shut down. And I was on a call with my CP Liu Mengyao right then. What do you mean goodbye forever? You're talking nonsense. It's just the game shutting down, right? We can just play other games together, no big deal. Looking at this familiar scene in front of me, I subconsciously asked like I did before. I'm planning to sell my account, what about you? I'm not selling. There are so many memories here for me. Hearing her give the exact same answer, I confirmed I really had traveled back in time, seeing me stay quiet for a long time. Liu Mengyao was obviously a little disappointed. For her, this game isn't just a game, it's a whole set of beautiful memories. And I'm the most important part of those precious memories. So when she heard I chose to sell my account, instead of staying with her till the end, it was totally normal for her to feel let down. She was indeed disappointed about this in my past life. But when the monsters descended, Mengyao, who had inherited her character's powers, still came to save me immediately. Sadly, I didn't even survive half a day back then. Don't worry, I know the in-game gold. I will never sell my account. I'll even fight side by side with you till the end. And all the dungeons we haven't cleared, and unexplored game areas. I'll take you to go through all of them. After making that sweet promise, I hung up the phone, then I opened the game forum. Every post was trashing the game. Developers are selling in-game gear. I scrolled casually for a bit and found tons of players selling in-game gold. 100 million gold cells for only 100,000 RMB. You have to know, this world-famous was originally pegged 1.1 to real currency, and now the rate has already dropped to 1,001, but I know there's no rush to buy in right now, because prices will drop even more sharply later. I kept scrolling down. When I came across a post, my eyes lit up immediately. Ha ha ha. The giant ceiling staff of the Archmage. Max level legendary item. One of a kind on the whole server, 600k RMB only, and my character is exactly a mage class. I was just about to buy it, when I suddenly realized I couldn't afford it. But I only hesitated for a second. Before I got an idea, oh right, I can sell my house. Anyway, the game will invade the real world soon. When the monsters show up, any tall building will be like paper to them. So I immediately contacted a real estate agent. My apartment is in a school district. So as soon as I listed it, a buyer reached out to me really fast. I finally sold it for 3 million RMB. But handling the contract, agent fees, and other procedures will take at least till tomorrow to complete the sale. But I'm not in a hurry, because I have a lot of other things to do. First of all, I need to take out loans. When the monsters arrive later, why the hell would I pay them back? While the house is still under my name, I immediately got my property ownership certificate and all my personal documents ready and submitted them to the loan agency. But this money was nowhere near enough. I then went to some loan sharks and used my house as collateral to borrow another 1.6 million RMB. After getting all that sorted, I called my classmate Fatty Zhang. Before the shutdown announcement, he was a major professional merchant in the New World game. He made tens of millions of RMB from this in just 2.5 years. But this shutdown almost made him go bankrupt. Fatty Zhang, I'm here to help you cut losses in time. Let me put it this way. Can you get me 1 billion in-game gold? At the current market price, I'll buy all of it from you. Hearing what I said, Fatty Zhang was totally shocked. After all, everyone is looking for a sucker to take their stuff. Why would I willingly take the deal? Of course, I couldn't tell him about the time travel thing. So I lied and said I wanted top gear to farm dungeons with my CP. I'm doing this for my in-game CP, duh. Oh right, also get me a full Archmage set. Fatty Zhang agreed right away. A few hours later, I got the gear Fatty Zhang mailed over. He also threw in some fashion skins for free. Perfect, I can gift these to Mengyao. It was already super late when I finished everything. When I logged into the game, I saw messages from Mengyao. Do you think this game is totally boring now? Back in the old days, you'd never log on this late. If you don't want to play anymore, I won't force you to stick around. If you want to play other games, I'll go with you no matter what. We've only known each other online for 2 years, but we're already like close soulmates. I smiled softly after reading these messages. Didn't beat around the bush. Told her to open her storage right away. Then I sent her the full Priest Godly set, the Moon God set. Even after the price crash, this set is worth over 1 million RMB. It used to cost over 100 million back in the day. No way. This is my dream gear. I can't let you pay for this all by yourself. I have some pocket money saved up. I'll send it all to you. Right after that, I got a payment alert on my phone. I opened it to check. It was 6 million RMB. I was shocked for ages before I managed to mumble a few words. We've known each other for so long. I had no idea you're actually a rich girl. You have 6 million just as pocket money. What kind of family are you even from? But then I remembered when the game invaded reality in my past life. Mengyao rushed over to save me, but she got stuck fighting a level 90 boss. A priest fighting a level 90 boss all alone. That means Mengyao already had really good gear, which means even if I didn't give her this set ahead of time, she would have bought it herself anyway. I'll pay for all in-game expenses from now on, too. If you ever need more, just tell me okay. I didn't argue with her anymore. With this money from Mengyao, I can now craft a god-tier pet egg next. Pets in the game New World are super powerful combat partners, but they have to match the owner's class. To reach their full potential, crafting high-tier pet eggs costs a ridiculous amount of money. That's why top-tier pets are super rare in this game. So I told Fatty Jang to source more pet eggs for me again. Soon I got over 500 pet eggs in my inventory. Then I sent them to Mengyao, and we started crafting non-stop together. While crafting, I also sent Fatty Jang a voice message. Keep buying pet eggs for me. I'll take all you can get. Craft them as soon as you get them. I'm done crafting here. Back in the old days, crafting something worth 5 or 6 million would have made my heart race like crazy, but I've already died once before. Stuff like this doesn't faze me that easily anymore. I yelled out loud, "Open!" After the blinding light faded away, I heard a monster's cry. We saw a small creature, its back lined with a row of fan-shaped spines. It was a juvenile stegosaurus. This is a pet with super high defense. When you ride this juvenile stegosaurus, it blocks 80% of all damage for its owner. That's pretty great, as is. But it doesn't reach the transcended rarity tier. But Liu Mengyao thought it was super cute. She loves pets like the juvenile stegosaurus. I don't need it, and it's not good enough for me anyway. Since Liu Mengyao likes it, it's a good mount for her. Then we kept opening eggs. Soon, a glittering rainbow egg lit up right in front of us. The blinding light was so bright that Liu Mengyao and I both closed our eyes again. Boss, look. Someone's opening a rainbow egg over there. The server is shutting down soon. Why are they wasting money on that? Probably some rich idiot. Mark their location. The very next second, I got a team invitation pop-up. But it got revoked right away, and when I saw that, I realized what was going on immediately. I was probably targeted by those professional gold diggers in the game. There are no real-world laws in the game, so people who are messed up in the head will act totally recklessly once they enter the game. They just do whatever they want. They even get off on killing people and stealing their gear. They call themselves gold diggers. I have zero respect for these kinds of people, these gold diggers. Better not mess with me. If they do, I'll hunt them down to the ends of the earth. And loot every single piece of gear they have, of course. Right now, my gear isn't fully upgraded yet, and my pets aren't strong enough either, so I'm definitely not leaving the main city. I pulled my attention back to the storage. After the bright, colorful light faded, the pet Liu Mengyao got from the egg appeared right in front of both of us. It was actually Jewbird, a fusion of the vermilion bird and phoenix. After checking out its talent skills, I was totally shocked. No wonder it's a myth-tier pet. It not only deals super high burst damage, but can also be reborn through Nirvana. Just then a notification popped up in the team. Please select the owner of this pet. The vermilion bird is a fire magic pet. It's a perfect match for your class. You should take it. You'll be in charge of DPS later. I'll bring my own stegosaurus. My pet will tank damage for you. Seeing this, I didn't stand on ceremony. I chose to accept it directly. The next second, a world announcement popped up. Congratulations to player Luli Chenxi for opening a pet egg, being blessed by the god of luck, obtaining a myth quality, server-exclusive pet, the vermilion bird. As soon as the announcement went out, the previously quiet world chat channel exploded instantly. This game is super realistic and epic making. And it's been running for a really long time. There are still lots of people like Liu Mengyao who will play till the end, even if the server shuts down. Of course, a lot of people are questioning it too. The game is already dying. What's the point of getting a divine beast now? It's just a total waste of money. I didn't bother checking the world channel because I had other stuff to do. Some people already have their eyes on me right now. Just then, Fatty Jang sent me a bunch of stuff. There's a full set of demon worship tier priest equipment inside, plus lots of enhancement stones and tons of formulas for talismans, potions, and more. All these items are super important. After I made the payment, I traded the priest equipment to Liu Mengyao, then said to her, "Once we're done sorting out the equipment, let's go grind all the treasure maps first." My friend helped us buy 200 treasure maps. After we finish grinding them, let's see how many divine beast pills or bloodline pills we can get. Once our combat power is boosted, we'll head to the Heavenly Palace to check it out. Liu Mengyao was over the moon. Going to the Heavenly Palace has always been her in-game dream, because the Heavenly Palace is the hardest dungeon in New World. Before, only the top whales who spent hundreds of millions in-game could grind it, but now I only spent a little over 1 million, and I already have a full set of god-tier gear. Then the two of us teleported away together. I did this specifically to shake off those gold diggers, but I didn't expect them to follow us again. We got that mage god staff, and the Sumeru ring too. I was overjoyed when I heard that. The Sumeru ring is a storage ring. It has 1,000 item slots. This thing isn't just super useful in-game. It'll be even more useful when the game merges into reality. But just as I kept stocking up on stuff, in a corporate base built deep in the mountains, an emergency meeting was being held. This company is Blue Star's largest online game company, New World Inc. Has it been confirmed that the Starstone's energy can only last until April 28th? Yes, sir. Our programmers have tried every possible method. We even invited scientists from all over the world. But nothing worked. This magical stone we intercepted from outer space years ago is already completely drained of power. It's because of this stone that the New World civilization was born. It's such a shame. Players all over the world are bashing us right now. For the remaining time, you guys keep doing the maintenance work properly. Hold on till the last day. This is the only thing we can do for our players. Meanwhile, Fatty Jang was still calling me, asking what else I needed. But I turned him down right away, because I already have everything I need for now. And from what I remember, prices will plummet tomorrow, because New World will release an announcement. And this announcement will officially sentence the New World game to death. Everything will be dirt cheap by then. The reason I spent a ton of money on gear early is because the game is releasing a new dungeon, the Southern Heavenly Gate. First, to help Mengyao get the first kill. Second, to watch out for those gold diggers in the game. Before the update drops, I used my superpower again to fully max out all the equipment enhancements. After I got everything ready, I took Mengyao to grind all the treasure maps. Then I fed all the divine beast pills we got to the vermilion bird and the stegosaurus. In just a moment, they evolved into god pets as strong as level 70 bosses. After I was done with all this, I asked Mengyao to come with me to Tianyue City. The reason we came here is that it's a private territory, and I plan to buy this city directly. So when the game invades reality, we'll have a fortress to use. The 1 billion gold coins I asked Fatty Jang to buy in advance finally came in handy at this moment. After talking with the previous city lord, I finally closed the deal for 800 million gold coins. After getting the city lord access, I set Mengyao as deputy city lord immediately. After finishing all these, I let out a long sigh, then quickly fell asleep. The next morning, I was woken up by a phone call. After I picked up, I found out it was the client who bought my apartment. Hello, is this Mr. Lu Chenchi speaking? My name is Bai Haisheng. I originally bought this apartment for my daughter to live in, but she has never left home since she was little. Besides, for her, it's a completely unfamiliar city, so I hope you don't move out yet. You can stay there to take care of my daughter for me. I realized I hadn't found another place to live anyway, so I agreed right away. But I couldn't help wondering, he trusts me that much to leave his daughter with me. Could it be that Bai Haisheng's daughter is super ugly? But what I didn't know was, right after Bai Haisheng hung up the phone, his daughter Bai Shui immediately ran to Mengyao excitedly. Everything is ready, Mengyao. You can give him a big surprise tomorrow. On the other side, after I hung up the phone, I didn't think much and went back to sleep. But it felt like I barely slept. When I was woken up by a knock on the door, I said impatiently, I already got my takeout. That must be for someone else. Check if you delivered it to the wrong address. As a total homebody, no one ever knocks on my door except takeout delivery workers. But the response I got was a woman's voice. Excuse me, is this Lu Chenxi's home? I'm Bai Shuyi, Bai Haisheng's daughter. I was totally stunned when I heard that. Aren't you supposed to come tomorrow? I checked the time. It was 10 p.m. Damn, she showed up at midnight. Then I opened the door. What I saw wasn't an ugly girl at all. On the contrary, she was a total knockout. No wonder Liu Mengyao stopped playing games with me for someone like her. I snapped back to my senses and immediately let Bai Shui into the house. Then asked with a smile, Why did you come to Longhai so late? I drove here by myself, Bai Shui replied. While looking around the apartment curiously, my eyes lit up when I heard that. A family that can pay $3 million for an apartment up front must have a really nice car, right? Can I do something about that car? Even though I have almost $10 million in cash right now, it still doesn't feel like enough. After all, at this point, the more money you have, the better. Even though we just met, I was already thinking of ideas. For the car Bai Shui drove here. Cars are valuable assets after all. It would be worth a lot if used as collateral. But how do I pull that off? I looked Bai Shui up and down, while Bai Shui was also checking me out at the same time. Then our eyes met. It was a little awkward. We both immediately looked away. Bai Shui was the first one to speak. The game New World. Are you still playing it? Yeah, not only do I play it, I'm gonna play until the official server shuts down for good. What a coincidence. I plan to do the exact same thing. Speaking of games, we immediately had common topics to talk about, and the awkwardness between us disappeared. Bai Shui said with a smile, I'm a level 100 female warrior. I will transfer to Valkyrie later. I smiled and said right away, if you keep playing the game, do you want to run dungeons with us? I'm confident we can get the first kill on the new dungeon. The rewards will be very generous then. But Bai Shui looked at me with a disdainful expression. The game is about to shut down. What's the point of rewards? Then she asked another question. Lu Chengxi, do you really not remember me? I froze when I heard her words. Then it hit me, oh wow! No wonder a girl like her dared to come live with me. We are acquaintances. Your in-game name is Xiaoniao Yuren, right? I finally remembered when I first joined the game New World. I was still a total noob back then, just like everyone else. I had no clue about anything at all. Then during a team dungeon run, I met my current CP Liu Mengyao. There was another female character in the team back then. It was Xiaoniao Yuren. I still remember she played the game with Liu Mengyao, because later the three of us played together till we hit level 50. But later after Xiaoniao Yuren leveled up, she also had pretty good gear. She was basically a high-spending player, and she really loved fighting other players. Unlike Liu Mengyao, who just liked playing the game quietly, and unlike me, who could only be a life skill player. Then later on one time, Xiaoniao Yuren got into an in-game conflict, and had a feud with a small guild. She didn't want me and Liu Mengyao to get dragged into it, so Xiaoniao Yuren resolutely left our team, and joined the Zhuepiao Qianli Guild. I heard later that Xiaoniao Yuren even worked her way up to be an elder of the Zhuepiao Qianli Guild. I originally thought in real life she would be a little soft girl just like her in-game ID suggests. But when I met her in person, she was nothing like that at all. It just goes to show you really can't trust in-game IDs. After messing around with Bai Shui for a while, I went back to my room to rest. After all, we used to be teammates in the game, and we teamed up together all the time. So when we hang out now, there's really nothing that would make either of us feel awkward or uncomfortable. But none of that is the point. The point is the house buyer is someone I know well, so I can drag my feet on this for now. Then in a few days I can use this house to see if I can make some quick cash online and buy Shui's car too. I need to make use of that as well. I was just worrying about how to pull this off. Now it's perfect. We are all acquaintances here. If I take your car out for a spin, you wouldn't mind, right, Bai Shui? While I was still over the moon about this, I suddenly remembered, given how close she is to Liu Mengyao, then the fact that I sold the house. Liu Mengyao must know about it too, right? I immediately sent Liu Mengyao a message. You know about this already. About 10 minutes later, Liu Mengyao replied to my message. I was just taking a shower. Chui is at your place already. How is it? Such a gorgeous beauty. Aren't you super happy and surprised? More like a bad shock, honestly. No wonder you hesitated to say something when you logged off today. You already knew about my thing this whole time, didn't you? Obviously, duh. When I found out you did all this for my dream, even selling your own house, I thought you were so silly at that moment, but I really loved it. So you didn't even hesitate to send me. All your savings, huh? When I saw Liu Mengyao's reply, I immediately breathed a sigh of relief. Then I started chatting happily with Liu Mengyao. Even though we are only CP in the game, and even though we have never met in person, we have kept each other company day and night in the game for years. So the two of us are actually no different from real-life couples already. The way I see it, I sold the house I have in real life. I can earn money to buy another one in the future. Heck, when we get married later, I can even get you an even bigger and better house. But right now, I just want you to be happy and stay with you till the very end of the game. I know the game is shutting down soon. You must feel really bad about it. Even though you never show it, my words made Liu Mengyao extremely touched. Even though I was obviously just making empty promises. But girls eat that stuff up. What's more, I even sold my house to play the game with her. Liu Mengyao was completely warmed by me. After chatting for a while, I said I was going to sleep. Meanwhile, Liu Mengyao was lying in bed too happy to fall asleep. So she called Bai Shui on the phone. She even told her that I sold my house just for her dream. And all the details about it. For most ordinary people, selling a house just to play a game is straight up crazy behavior. What's more, this is a game that's soon going to be shut down permanently. But for a rich young girl who doesn't care about money, what I did was undoubtedly super romantic. It felt like true love through and through. Even Bai Shui, who never cared about men, couldn't help but say, "You found such a great boyfriend. In the future, Yao Yao, you won't need me at all anymore." However, after she finished chatting with Liu Mengyao, Bai Shui immediately opened a chat window. The name on the other side was clearly marked as Guild Leader. Guild Leader, I found out. That Liu Chengxi doesn't know any inside info at all. The reason he's still spending so much money on the game is because of his in-game CP. My bestie can't bear to leave this game. So in the final remaining days, she wants to visit every corner of the game. Thanks for your hard work, Shuyi. Better pry more information out of him. Let me know if you get any updates. Don't worry, Guild Leader. I'm gonna go sleep now. Then Bai Shui turned off her phone. She didn't overthink it and went straight to bed. But on my end, I was too excited to sleep because tomorrow New World will officially confirm the server shut down and prices will drop to the lowest point then. I have to make use of it quickly. Buy Shui's luxury car to make another buck. And I must not let anyone find out my intention. After all, with all the moves I've made lately, I definitely already have eyes on me from some people in the game. The next morning, sure enough, the announcement declaring the game shutdown was officially released. The server that runs New World, Starstone, has completely run out of power to operate. The company has poured nearly 100 billion yen into it over the years, so we don't have the ability at all to offer compensation or assistance to players. As soon as this announcement came out, it was basically telling everyone, your items and gear are worth nothing now. The official site completely crashed. Posts full of insults were everywhere. But for me, this is definitely the best time to buy up everything. I contacted Zhang Chunlin right away. Buy in-game gold at the lowest possible price. Buy as much as you can get. After hearing that, Zhang Chunlin couldn't help but feel suspicious. Liu Chengxi, we've been bros since we were kids. Do you know some inside info? Trust me, keep some useful stuff. And get your account sorted out too. You definitely won't lose out later anyway. He wouldn't believe me if I said I was reborn. I could only persuade him like this. Zhang Chunlin just hung up the phone. My head teacher called right after. He yelled at me for selling my house and taking loans to spend on games. Even my classmates were sending messages in the group chat, roasting me like crazy for being a spendthrift. And Bai Shui happened to see these chat logs. Why are your classmates talking so harshly? Aren't you bothered by that? I didn't plan to hide anything from her. After all, what I'm doing now is definitely going to draw some people's attention. So I spoke very openly about it. Do you think I'm super awesome right now? Bai Shui nodded again and asked the question she'd been thinking about for a long time. Why are you still pouring money into the game? Our guild leader also wants to know what you're thinking. Bai Shui was very honest and revealed that she was sent by the guild as an undercover agent. I didn't answer her question. Instead, I told her about my loans and the money I borrowed. After Bai Shui heard that, she was completely speechless. Don't tell me. You're doing this for Yao Yao's dream. Only that love-brained Yao Yao would think that's worth being happy about. I was a little helpless, so I had to make up a lie. I think the game might still have a turnaround. Or maybe New World Company will be pressured into giving compensation to us players. Then can I tell the guild leader to put some money into it too? Shui Mo, the leader of Drifting Snow Guild. I remember his account was kept in the end too. Plus he's a guild leader. After the game invades the real world, he will definitely be a powerful figure. So I didn't reveal too much info and started eyeing Bai Shuyi's car. Your car is a global limited edition, right? You're not going to use it to borrow money, are you? Don't even think about it. If you need money, I can lend you a few million first, but if you lose all of it, what kind of future can you give Yao Yao? Everything Bai Shui said came straight from the bottom of her heart. But what I didn't expect was this astronomical figure in my eyes was just a measly few million to her. The money I borrowed before, plus Liu Mengyao's small savings, and the few million Bai Shui just promised me, added up to more than 10 million yuan. Right now, I can finally go all out and do whatever I want in the game. After talking with Bai Shuyi, I went back to my room and logged into the game. Liu Mengyao was already waiting for me in the game. As soon as we met, I brought up the plan I made. First, we'll clear the newly released South Heaven Gate dungeon. Then we'll go to Daojianshao for help to craft the level 120 custom gear. Finally, we'll get a team together to clear the hardest Heavenly Palace dungeon. Right then, my warehouse kept receiving endless various items from Zhang Chunlin's side. Among the materials, there are a full 100 eternal crystals. I took out 12 of them. After hours of non-stop enhancement, the equipment stats of Liu Mengyao and I got a huge boost. Our magic attack even reached 70,000, plus the damage output of the mythic vermilion bird. We're more than ready to challenge the Southern Heavenly Gate dungeon. Before entering the dungeon, I opened the first clear leaderboard. It shows the time records of dungeon first clears. A 6-player team finished it in 52 minutes. I'm gonna beat their record today. Because the reward for first place on the leaderboard is 1 supreme gift box per person. Liu Mengyao and I entered the dungeon and summoned our 2 pets at the same time. First up are the small mobs. As far as the eye can see, there are giant apes everywhere. Liu Mengyao directed the sword dragon to go forward and draw the giant ape's aggro. I immediately told the vermilion bird to start channeling, to cast its innate skill, Heaven Burning Earth Sealing. The entire area instantly turned into a huge sea of fire. Next came the forbidden spell Storm Barrier, which slows all targets' movement speed by 50%. This is an insanely good crowd control skill. It instantly made the sea of fire burn even fiercer. 10 minutes later, in the killing zone formed by Storm Barrier and Heaven Burning Earth, working together, the ground was already covered with giant ape corpses. Both Liu Mengyao and I reached level 102. Next up is clearing out the elite mobs. There are 16 giant ape generals in total. I quickly came up with a plan. First, have the sword dragon draw their aggro. Then use the targeted skill Sandai to temporarily blind the giant ape generals. Then I kept casting Windblades non-stop. I dealt 130,000 damage in 5 seconds. The giant ape generals' HP dropped like crazy. They were finally finished off by the Vermilion Bird's Flame Pillar Barrage. After taking care of these elite mobs, we immediately headed to the center of the map. A deafening roar came from that direction. Which insignificant rat dares to help the Heavenly Palace and stop this battle god? The Giant Ape King can summon Giant Ape armor. Can the Sword Dragon tank that? It has to tank even if it can't. The Giant Ape King has 1,000 HP and 168,000 attack power. The Sword Dragon can only take 5 hits from it. If it really can't hold on, send the Vermilion Bird up to take a hit at the critical moment. I made up my mind. Let's start the fight right now. Storm Barrier covered the entire central battlefield. The Vermilion Bird cast Heaven Burning Earth immediately. Roars from the battlefield giant kept coming. Liu Mengyao kept adjusting her position. She followed behind me, healing the Sword Dragon. Damn it, there are tiny humans here who dare to humiliate this battle god like this. The giant ape king's over 10 meter tall body stood up like a small mountain. It slammed its fist into the ground. The entire ground started to crack. The crack spread all the way to our feet. A damage number popped up above our heads. This hit took away 40% of my HP. The sword dragon tanking up front only had a sliver of HP left. Looking at the sword dragon's dangerously low HP, I said helplessly. Looks like I need to get a stronger pet. Liu Mingyao nodded. She put another holy shield on the sword dragon. We kept kiting together to wear down the giant ape king. Lucky for us, Storm Barrier was still active. Next, I went all out with my damage too. I ordered the Vermilion Bird to focus all damage on the giant ape king. The Vermilion Bird looked at itself right now. It was even smaller than the giant ape king's palm, and was trembling all over. It was definitely thinking, I might not be human, but my owner is a total jerk. While the Vermilion Bird was desperately resisting attacks, I activated all my single target burst skills. My damage output in 5 minutes was more than double what it was before. So I told the Vermilion Bird to attack while running, while taking the giant ape's hits. Finally, the Vermilion Bird's HP ran out too. Right after, the Vermilion Bird cried out towards the sky. Its entire body turned into a large bird egg. The giant ape king looked overjoyed immediately, and reached out his hand right away. Vermilion Bird bloodline. This is the battle god's medicine. I kept sending wind blades towards him, while pulling the Vermilion Bird egg towards me, making the giant ape king grab nothing but air. But his words made my heart skip a beat. Wait, can the Vermilion Bird be snatched away? When it's in the rebirth state, I immediately checked the status in my pet tab. Sure enough, the Vermilion Bird's owner bind slot was empty. It seemed the giant ape king had a huge attraction for the Vermilion Bird. He chased after the Vermilion Bird egg, and didn't attack me at all. So I kept pushing the Vermilion Bird egg away with spells, while casting wind blades non-stop. 10 minutes later, the giant ape king's HP was finally gone. The game announcement popped up right after. Dungeon completed. Clear time, 43 minutes and 52 seconds. Received Supreme Treasure Box as the dungeon leaderboard reward. Got the qualification to enter the Heavenly Palace. Ding! Congratulations to players Luli Chenxi and Meng Liao for ranking first in the first clear of the Southern Heavenly Gate dungeon. You've received a 100x EXP reward. After getting the first clear of the new Southern Heavenly Gate dungeon, I turned my attention to the clearance rewards. Proof for the hidden class Skywalker. You'll become an all-round warrior and mage. Whether it's long range or close combat, you'll handle any fight with ease. This is the hardest class to play in the whole game. I'm hesitating whether to change my class or not. After all, no hidden class has exclusive gear sets. You can only wear self-made crafted gear. Then I looked at another hidden class. This is for Liu Mengyao's priest to advance to Light Psionicist. Special skill. Bright Baptism. It can heal teammates, and also deal damage to enemies. So I traded the class change proof to her, cause hidden classes don't have a tutor. Mengyao finished her class change really fast. Wait, I got an extra quest. I was a bit surprised hearing that I've never heard of a hidden class coming with a quest before. Quest: Rescue the Light Saintess clan. Quest description: in the ancient Light Temple, there was a group of women collectively called the Light Saintesses, but beneath that fancy title, they were just tools for the priests to vent their lust on. Now they are facing a huge disaster. Please go rescue them as soon as possible, and guide them to find a new territory. Quest rewards: Artifact Light Saintess Scepter. With it, you can command the entire Light Saintess clan. After reading the quest description, I was stunned. This reward is so freaking awesome. You can actually command an entire race in the game. I made up my mind right away. This quest is a must-do, but I have to finish my current stuff first, cause I'm on my way to Duyan's headquarters by plane. My series of moves lately have made me the center of attention for every player in the game. Everyone's laughing at me, calling me an idiot. It's also all over the trending topics online about me selling my house and taking loans to top up in the game. So they specially invited me to join an official live stream. And during the live stream, I directly revealed why I spent over $1 million recharging the game right before its official launch. At the same time, in a secret military base, the top officials of Dragon Country are sitting together, watching a video clip of me. What he's saying is totally absurd. He actually dreamed that the game world would invade the real world. But his words aren't total nonsense either. After all, a meteorite from outer space actually contains a whole game system inside. Everyone in the meeting room was giving their own opinions. An old general cut off their argument. This old man looks a bit like Liu Mengyao. He's Liu Quan, a 5-star general of Dragon Country on Blue Star. Better to believe it exists than to dismiss it entirely. He actually believed what I said, and arranged for a garrison team to play this online game. My words caused quite a stir. I sold everything I had, including my house, to pour money into the game. All because of a dream. But that's how things are in this era. Even if a clown starts a live stream and gets enough exposure, they'll still attract some fans. Douyin officials even took advantage of this hype, offering me a generous paycheck to do streams for them. Sure enough, the end goal of all live streams is selling stuff. I made 8 million RMB on the first day, and the next day, I streamed for the maximum possible hours straight. Soon it was April 26th. I headed back to Longhai. There was only one day left. I had to get both the level 120 crafted gear and my class change done. Then I just had to wait for that moment to come. First, I got Jang Chunlin's studio on board. They used dozens of accounts to go to all major main cities to custom make crafted gear like crazy. I wanted to get a 9-star crafted gear set by sheer quantity. As for the rest of my money, I exchanged all of it for soul crystals. Tomorrow is the day the huge change happens. Right now, the outside world is going through massive changes. It's actually snowing in Guangdong in the middle of summer. I quickly turned on the TV. Sure enough, abnormal weather was popping up everywhere. A massive tsunami hit the Yinjiang area, and those guys on the eastern islands, their entire territory is getting hit by fist-sized hailstones. Overnight, the whole blue star seemed to be falling apart. What the hell is up with this weather? I mumbled a complaint. Then he told me hundreds of thousands of crafted gear sets were done, and they also synthesized 20 9-star gems. I didn't say much, just logged into the game, claimed all the items from the mail, and started using the Heavenly Palace crystal to roll for the stats I wanted for crafting. 20 minutes later, the only level 120 crafted gear set in the entire New World game was finished. Then I immediately changed my class to Skywalker. After reading the class introduction, I was super satisfied with it. Besides the feature of using both physical and magic attacks, it can also learn most forbidden spells. So I picked out a skill book. Forbidden spell, 7-star energy gathering. You get a star energy slot when activating it. That lasts for 3 minutes. You can stack up to 7-star energy charges. It provides a 500-yard blink effect. You stay invulnerable during the blink. That means I have a super strong escape ability right at this moment. Liu Mengyao logged online too. I immediately gave her a new set of gear, then opened the newly released overall ranking list. This list is of great importance, because once the game invades the real world, it affects what in-game abilities I can inherit. That's why I've kept the first place on all major lists. I glanced at the list and found most people on it are players who quit the game out of disappointment. Soon it was time to leave for the Heavenly Palace dungeon. Liu Mengyao immediately invited Bai Shui into the team, and I pulled Zhang Chunlin into the team too. Bai Shui spoke right after joining the team. Things are so scary where I am. It's hailing outside. The hailstones are even killing people. Have you guys noticed? The extreme weather appearing around the world is super common in the game. Don't tell me you're going to say, that dream you had is coming true. You can use VPN to check foreign websites. I bet when the game shuts down, the internet will be gone too. Let's get moving first for now. After saying that, we all headed to the quest locations separately. No one spoke along the way. They were obviously all grinding like crazy to raise their overall scores. I killed monsters all the way and rushed to a score of 100. That also means, after the game invades reality tomorrow, I will inherit 100% of my in-game stats and abilities. Liu Mengyao rushed to 99 points, which means a 99% inheritance rate. The lower your ranking is, the less ability you can inherit. We soon cleared the hardest Heavenly Palace dungeon. The scores of the 4 of us directly took over the list. But the most exciting part is the previously unlocked Rescue the Bright Saintess. Quest was also completed unexpectedly. Countless Bright Saintesses were kneeling and bowing to Liu Mengyao at this moment, but the game shutdown was moved up by an hour. The upcoming server shutdown announcement appeared in front of all players. Liu Mengyao also sent a message saying she was going to log off. If anything happens, she will call me immediately. I gave her a serious warning, then logged out of the game and walked to the window. The sky was pitch black at this moment. Suddenly I heard a clear and crisp chirp in my ear. That was the call of the vermilion bird. I snapped my eyes open. Countless monsters fell from the sky. The streets were full of terrified screams. And inside my room, the vermilion bird was lying on the bed. All my in-game equipment was fully worn on me right now. I could feel my whole body was filled with endless power. This moment finally came. My gaze locked on the sky above my community. It was a rampaging magical beast. It was only a level 65 monster in the game, but in the real world, it can easily level an entire house to the ground. Ah, boss, hurry up. A level 100 monster showed up here at the school. I'm a knight. I'm afraid I can't handle it. Hold on, even if you can't hold it. You can handle anything as long as it's not a boss. I just hung up the phone. When Liu Mengyao called in, she was also badly scared by the sudden apocalypse. She was very worried about her grandpa at the military base. I could only tell her not to run around and wait for me to come find her, because the terrain of the entire Blue Star has changed completely. Cities are much farther apart from each other. Old maps have become completely useless, and the satellites in the sky have long been destroyed. Luckily, Liu Mengyao is quite obedient. She will do exactly what I tell her. Oh right, I think I can feel Kong Yan and the others getting closer and closer to me. Liu Mengyao shared this piece of information, which made me feel a strange sensation in my heart too. Kong Yan is one of the NPCs I spent a lot of money to buy earlier. They have been helping me guard Tianyue City. I could sense it too at this moment. Tianyue City has landed nearby. Looks like buying this city was totally worth it. As for whether the Saintess clan will still stay loyal to Liu Mengyao, I won't know for sure until I find Tianyue City. Okay, I'll wait for your news. After saying that, Liu Mengyao hung up the phone. Then I called Bai Shuyi, because Modu is on the ocean front line. The monster density there should be the highest, but luckily there's a piece of good news. Even the military retained all the combat powers they had from the game, and are currently fending off attacks from sea monsters. Once I wrap up things here, Liu Mengyao and I will meet up with you. After I said that to Bai Shuyi, I smashed through the upstairs window and jumped out. When I got outside the residential community, I realized there wasn't just one monster here. There were hundreds of level 65 eaglehorn beasts. This place had turned into a gathering spot for eaglehorn beasts. Screams of panic from civilians were everywhere. Quite a few people were immediately eaten right up by these monsters. Right now in the community's basketball court, most residents were hiding there, shivering with fear. Just when everyone fell into despair, the vermilion bird let out a loud cry, grabbing the attention of everyone present. They saw that high up in the sky, there was a man standing there, and on the man's back, a pair of wings had somehow grown out. After the game descended into the real world, I didn't just inherit everything I had in the game. The pet possession mechanic also remained unchanged. Right now, my pet flying rat is possessing me, so I gained its flying ability. I was floating in midair. The heavenly mystery sword in my hand was glowing brightly, taking down eaglehorn beasts with one strike each. Then I summoned the Snow Lady and froze all the eaglehorn beasts completely. All the survivors were stunned by the sight. Is this some kind of movie set? Once I confirmed the area was safe, I didn't stay any longer than necessary and headed straight for the school with the Snow Lady. Not long after I left, a military squad entered the residential community. They are one of the few troops in Longhai City that inherited in-game powers. Looking at those frozen eaglehorn beasts, the squad leader immediately noticed something was off. This is the Ice-type freeze skill. Its duration in the game was clearly only 8 seconds. Forget it. Let's hurry to the school for backup. Company commander, we're the only company left in all of Longhai City. How many people can we even save? That's exactly why time is life. Right now, squad leader Liu Bing is covered in blood. From fighting monsters all the way here, the gym of the University of Science and Technology is packed with people. Roars of monsters can be heard everywhere outside. Longhai 1st Special Combat Unit is the only local garrison. They all received the order to develop taking advantage of the sharp drop in commodity prices. Too bad there was far too little time. They only inherited level 70 equipment and attributes. Hey brothers, if they want to get into the gym, they have to step over our dead bodies first. Don't you forget, we are the guardians of the Dragon Country. But right at this moment, a warhorse that glowed with golden light neighed loudly and charged straight into the monster horde. The person who came was Zhang Chunlin. The students finally saw a glimmer of hope, but before they could even celebrate for a few seconds, the nearby teaching building was crashed into and collapsed. A colossal dark dragon emerged, right in front of everyone's eyes. It was a level 80 boss. Its height was nearly 100 meters. Liu Chengxi's dream was real. He poured so much money into that game. Why isn't he coming to save me? As soon as Ye Tinglong finished speaking, the figure of the vermilion bird appeared in the sky outside. I flapped my 2 wings and stood right in front of the dark dragon. How did you learn to fly? Pet possession. You can try it too if you want. The dark dragon in front of me seemed to feel insulted and let out an ear-splitting roar. This scene felt like a replay of my past life. Back then it was so arrogant and unbeatable. I was crushed like a tiny ant by it. But in this life, I'm the one standing right in front of it. 30 years east of the river. 30 years west of the river. Never look down on a poor young man. The heavenly mystery. Sword in my hand flashed with bright light, and I unleashed a forbidden spell straight at it. The heavenly mystery sword sliced the dark dragon in half instantly. The whole fight only lasted a few seconds. Everyone present was completely dumbfounded. There were still many ordinary monsters around the perimeter, so I told the snow lady to go clean them up. While I collected the loot from killing the dark dragon, the candlebird pulled a glowing bead out of the dark dragon's head. I also put the dragon scales and a pair of wings into my storage ring. You guys protect the students. I'll clear a path up ahead. After saying that, I charged outside to kill the monsters because I could sense the presence of Tianyue City. It's definitely not just Tianyue City. The entire Blue Star has been expanding crazily. It's over 100 times bigger than it was before. A whole new piece of land appeared out of nowhere in the Pacific Ocean. It's even larger than all 7 continents combined. Up in the sky, countless cities were falling from above. Everything comes back to life right after the cities land. But during this entire process, several cities flew off in different directions. Tianyue City was obviously among them. Soldiers were escorting teachers and students from the school, along with some civilians to evacuate outside. Right now, inside a school bus, Ye Tenglong was acting arrogant just because his brother borrowed 3 million from me and swaggering around in front of his classmates. You all owe me this favor this time. All of you better be smart from now on. Hearing Ye Tenglong's words, Zhang Chunlin slapped him right across the face. My boss came to save everyone. That's because he's kind. If you keep running your mouth like that, I'll throw you out right now. As the little crown prince of the Longhai underworld, he'd never been humiliated like this before. Do you believe I'll get Lu Chenxi to kill you? He still owes my buddy 3 million. Zhang Chunlin was so angry he laughed out loud. He took out his phone right away. Huh? I just transferred 10 million to you. Now get the hell out of my sight. Then he kicked him right out of the car. Through the window, you could see that in the distance, there were monsters glowing with green light. Ye Tenglong was obviously doomed. Zhang Chunlin stared coldly at everyone present. You all get it now, right? The world has changed. It's the law of the jungle now. An era where the strong rule. As he said that, Zhang Chunlin looked at a teacher. Back when he was in class, this teacher gave him a really hard time all the time, after what happened to Ye Tenglong. Plus what Zhang Chunlin just said. Everyone understood what kind of situation they were really in. The reason they were still alive right now was simply because they were human. And what happened on this bus was just the start of the world's change. Across the entire blue planet, 200 countries and regions, along with more than 7 billion people, are facing a huge catastrophe. This will probably be a very long process. No one knows what's waiting for them ahead. Right now, I've already arrived at the entrance of Tianyue City. The cat girl and the knights have long been here waiting to greet the city lord. I cracked a faint, satisfied smile. All the NPCs I paid to hire back then are here. Judging from the reactions of the cat girl and the knights, they're still loyal to me. When Zhang Chunlin and the soldiers brought a fleet of vehicles to this place, they stared at the scene in front of them in shock. This was a city as tall as 100 meters, along with well-equipped knights and mage regiments. The Saint Clan also showed their respect to me. Your benefactor, the Divine Mind Reader, and his family are currently under attack by monsters too. I hope Senior can go help rescue him back. Right after I finished speaking, Kong Yen the Saintess vanished on the spot. In less than a minute, I heard a familiar voice. Lu Chenxi. I looked at the woman standing in front of me. She was so beautiful I couldn't find the right words to describe her. Liu Mengyao opened her arms and hugged me. This is the first time we've met in real life. Jiang Tingting, the class beauty in the motorcade, stared fixedly at us hugging each other. Right now, endless streams of vehicles are outside Tianyue City, being guided here by the soldiers. The total number of people has reached around 100,000. We've done our best to rescue the masses. The entire Longhai City has fallen at present. Please give us your next order, City Lord. Long Lin, the garrison company commander, came up to me and gave a standard military salute. He also brought a shocking piece of news. The military headquarters was also attacked by monsters. The same goes for other countries. All governments across the blue planet have completely collapsed. After hearing this news, Liu Mengyao was extremely worried about her grandfather. After learning that she was Grand General Liu Quan's granddaughter, Longlin immediately saluted Liu Mengyao. City Lord, I want to lead the soldiers to look for and rescue the Grand General and his people. I will definitely go look for Mengyao's grandfather. But if you are all determined to go, I won't stop you, of course. Same goes for everyone here. You can leave if you want. I said those last words to everyone who had come to Tianyue City. I don't want to take in just anyone. The reason I bought Tianyue City was to build a base for humanity. But what I need are people who obey orders and are useful. Though staying in Tianyue City is safe, you have to follow all my arrangements. Zhang Chunlin will be the deputy city lord from now on. If you want to survive, but refuse to follow orders, you can leave right now. Zhang Chunlin is perfect for playing the bad cop. Let him decide who can stay. I'll leave Tianyue City in his charge for now. I'll have the 3 major Tianyue legions assist him. Then I'll go rescue Liu Quan myself. But I don't know either how chaotic the outside world has become right now, because I saw a message sent by Bai Shuyi an hour ago. Zombies have appeared in Modu. Also, the guild leader of the Snowdrift's Thousand Li Guild, Shuemo, also sent over a message. In the area where he stays, there appeared a level 110 boss, the Necromancer. He turns all dead people into undead, and has occupied a large part of the city, even though Bai Shuyi didn't say how the zombies appeared. But I figured it out right away. It's the in-game boss Corpse Worm King causing the trouble. It's only a level 70 boss in terms of strength, but its infectivity is a total nightmare for humans. So I went to find High Priest Kong Ye at the cost of a piece of territory. I asked him to save Liu Mengyao's grandpa. After all, in his mind, only Liu Mengyao is the most important. The life and death of other people is none of his concern. Then I told Liu Mengyao to go with them. While I have to head to Modu, the Corpse Worm King that creates zombies is there. If we don't take care of it soon, it might spread to Tianyue City. We must eliminate the Corpse Worm King this time. Right now, a strong apocalyptic vibe is hanging over all humans on the Blue Star. Modu, once the most prosperous city in Dragon Country, now skyscrapers are collapsing everywhere. The whole city is shrouded in panic. The streets are full of people with empty eyes. They have long been infected and turned into zombies. Of course, as the most prosperous city, Modu, there are many players who inherited game abilities. Bai Shuyi isn't fighting alone. Right now, she's with a group of people, teaming up to fight a level 120 boss. All these guys are at level 110, though they aren't very strong in Bai Shuyi's eyes. But when it comes to fighting a level 120 boss, Bai Shuyi isn't confident she can take it down alone. All these people are men. Bai Shuyi asked for their names. They are Xiaoyan Shihao and Tang San. She thought their names were a bit weird, but she didn't think too much about it. Humans need to stick together at a time like this. But what she didn't expect was, when she was about to land the final blow on the boss, these 3 suddenly teamed up to attack her. Bai Shuyi was completely caught off guard and got hit so hard she was badly injured. She fell from the building down to the ground. For a moment, she could barely even stand up. We hit the jackpot this time. Not only did we kill a level 120 boss, we also caught a pretty chick. You guys handle the boss. Let me have some fun first. What Bai Shuyi didn't expect was, even when the world has fallen into apocalypse, human greed still hasn't changed. Teammates who fought alongside her would sneak attack her. Badly injured, Bai Shuyi knelt on the ground and roared. At a critical time like this, you don't help other humans. Instead, you want to hurt me? As the Valkyrie. She had no intention of being humiliated. Bai Shuyi struggled to get to her feet, ready to fight to the death. Just then, a voice came from the end of the alley. So you gold diggers are hiding here. Didn't you set your sights on me back in the game? Why didn't you make a move all this time? Chenxi! When they saw it was me, Lu Chenxi, Xiaoyan immediately turned to run. But it was already too late. Zhongyou's flames already hit him, but right at this moment, 2 figures grabbed him and rushed straight into the zombie horde on the street. I thought about it for a second, and finally gave up chasing these gold diggers, because the boss was already on low health. Right after that, I moved in a flash and appeared behind the giant monster and teamed up with Zhu Bird's skill to kill it. Then a soul floated out. I grabbed it right away and swallowed it. Let me test the soul cultivation technique I got from the previous dungeon and see what it does. The next second, the bottleneck of my soul cultivation started to show signs of breaking. 10 minutes later, I snapped my eyes open. A sharp, powerful aura emanated from my whole body. I directly broke through to the 6th tier of soul cultivation. At the same time, my level rose to 121. There's no level cap in real life like there is in the game. This is the first time I devoured an original soul outside a dungeon. As expected, it gives way more improvement than the illusion souls in the game. Seeing that Bai Shui was badly injured, I threw a great health pill to her. After Bai Shui ate it, her HP was slowly recovering. I smiled and held another pill in my hand. Want another super great health pill? Bai Shui couldn't help rolling her eyes. But we were still in a dangerous situation. There was no time for extra greetings or small talk. We quickly jumped into a new fight. Finally, after we killed all the zombies on a whole street, we finally reached the level 70 boss, the Corpse Worm King. The Corpse Worm King was nothing I couldn't one-shot. I swung my sword casually and wounded it right away, and a weird item dropped at the same time. It's a special item for evil purposes. Must be used to make zombies, I guess. After the Corpse Insect King was defeated, all nearby monsters started rushing over here. The two of us killed wave after wave of them. It felt like there was no end to them. But in the middle of this fight, I suddenly noticed there were some figures standing in the clouds. I felt a sudden pang of unease for no reason, even when I fought the level 150 boss before. I never had this kind of reaction. Suddenly, Bai Shui screamed right beside me. I immediately looked over to her. Turns out we'd fought our way to the seaside without noticing. The monster's blood flowed into the ocean. A giant sea monster smelled the blood and charged out. I quickly told Bai Shui to fall back with me, because I couldn't tell what level the sea monster was. That means its level is way higher than ours. After the sea monster leaped out of the water, it swallowed a venom giant whole in one bite. That's a level 130 boss over 100 meters tall. I didn't hesitate for a second. I grabbed Bai Shui and turned to leave. Maru is definitely gonna fall for good. Even if I'm the top player in the game, these monsters are way too strong. If the Bright Saint clan refuses to help, I'm afraid even Tianyue City is in grave danger. You evil beast! How dare you cross the border to hunt the magic beasts of my dragon scale kingdom? Huju. I only ate one venom giant. Does the dragon scale kingdom really want to start a war with my sea monster clan? If you leave right now, I, the provincial lord, will pretend nothing happened. He was wearing full golden armor, holding a golden spear in his hand. The originally extremely violent, monsters all went quiet in an instant. Seeing that he was ready to attack, the sea monster actually went back into the water. Then the man landed right in front of me. An incredibly powerful aura made the surrounding air stop moving entirely. I calmed myself down, forcing down my fear. Thank you for your help, sir. We didn't mean to step into the territory of the Dragon Scale Kingdom. We won't disturb your patrol any longer. With that, I grabbed Bai Shui and was about to leave. You aren't citizens of the Dragon Scale Kingdom, are you? You're all from Blue Star, right? High in the sky. The soldiers of the Dragon Scale Kingdom suddenly grew alert. We saw two beams of light coming towards us. The soldiers quickly rushed down and surrounded us. Shui, you're here too. I immediately greeted Kong Yan and Liu Mengyao with a bow, then looked at Liu Quan, the old man standing next to Liu Mengyao. His armor was covered in a lot of bloodstains. Looks like he just went through a tough fight too. I'm Golden Spear, Provincial Lord of Zhenhai Province, Dragon Scale Kingdom. Greetings to the two seniors from the Bright Saint clan. I was wondering if you seniors plan to look for a territory to live in here in the Dragon Scale Kingdom. Our Saint clan lives in his Tianyue City. Hearing that, Golden Spear turned to look at me. Since you're the Lord of Tianyue City, when you see me, the Provincial Lord, why haven't you bowed to me? I cupped my hands in greeting and gave a bow, but my mind was full of questions. Where did this Golden Spear come from? And what's the deal with the Dragon Scale Kingdom? It doesn't look like the game invaded Blue Star. It's that several powerful forces have been planning to invade this planet for a long time. This place should be called the Blue Star Realm now. The original 8 southeastern provinces of the Dragon Country are now under the rule of our Dragon Scale Kingdom. As for the magic beasts everywhere, starting from now, you all are not allowed to kill them as you please. After they've divided up their territories, then you can hunt them. We can't kill these magic beasts. Are we just gonna let the magic beasts kill us Blue Star people as they wish? Before we arrived, we already gave them a chance to gain the spiritual power to fight magic beasts in 20 years. You just gave it up yourselves. Hearing this, I immediately figured it out, just as I thought. The game New World is rigged. I'm afraid everyone on Blue Star has been caught in a plot this whole time. You're the only one in Zhenhai province who bought a city. I, the provincial lord, also recognize you as the lord of Tianyue City. From now on, you're under my command, Golden Spear. Got it. Thank you for your appreciation, Lord Jin. I know better than to resist when I'm at someone else's mercy. Besides, this is all because of Kong Yan, who is a third-class divine envoy. That's why Golden Spear was treating me so politely. I didn't say anything else after that. Our group started heading back to Tianyue City. Grandpa Liu, do you have any news about the countries on Blue Star? Calling him Grandpa made Liu Mengyao next to me huff in amusement. Only the US and Russia are still resisting. All other countries on Blue Star have fallen. The current territory of the Dragon Country is at least over 100 million square kilometers big. The Dragon Scale Kingdom occupies the 8 southeastern provinces. That's bigger than all the land on the original Blue Star combined. What's more, Jin Chang's strength is at the peak of Second Awakening. All those soldiers are above level 150. And this is just one province of the Longling Kingdom. As he spoke, Liu Quan shook his head and sighed. The straightforward Bai Shui spoke up angrily. We can't just let people walk all over us forever. Even though Jin Chang said he'd take us in, he kept calling us Blue Star people every other word. His tone was full of contempt. Now that we've got this Tianyue City, we'll respect Liu Chenchi as our city lord. Then we'll set up new rules and work to unite everyone to survive together. Our Saintess clan won't stay here. We'll take the Thought Weaver to a new territory because we have cultivation methods that suit her. A Thought Weaver is born once every 1,000 years, just like your city lord is a Skywalker. It's a one-of-a-kind hidden class. I was stunned after hearing that. When I got my class certificate back then, there was no mention of that in the description, but from what Kong Yan said, Skywalker sounds like an extremely powerful class. Is that the reason why Jin Qiang acknowledged my status? But before I could get excited, Kong Yan spoke again. Even though Skywalker has a smooth path ahead, you'll also get targeted more and more often. Besides, Blue Star won't be peaceful from now on. Nations will definitely fight each other. The Thought Weaver needs a stable environment to cultivate. It's obvious. Kong Yan has Liu Mengyao's best interests at heart, but I was still hesitant because I wanted the Saintess clan to act as Tianyue City's protector for the time being. Right at that moment, Long Zhang, head of the Night Order, ran over to report. He found a mine while he was on patrol, and also a Soul Mountain range. I was still a bit confused, but Kong Yan couldn't help standing up already. Under the Soul Mountain range, there must be a dragon vein that can produce soul crystals. Can you give one part of the Soul Mountain range to our Bright Saintess clan as our territory? This way the Thought Weaver stays with us, and is also close to Tianyue City. I was overjoyed right away. This was perfect for getting the Saintess clan to stay, but we had to negotiate the terms properly. When our group went to the mine later, we were shocked. Even when I flew up into the sky, it looked endless as far as the eye could see. I can give you a mountain peak as your territory, but the Saintess clan has to form an offensive and defensive alliance with Tianyue City. Also, when Tianyue City has outstanding disciples in the future, they can join the Saintess clan for training. If you can give us one more mountain peak, we'll agree to your terms. Kong Yan was really good at negotiating, but I nodded without any hesitation. After all, the entire Soul Mine has 9 mountain ranges. Now we have a protector and the mine. There's also the trial tower inside Tianyue City. And there are pretty good monster zones outside the city. On top of that, my warehouse has tons of resources like equipment. All the key elements for development are here. Right after that, I ordered the 3 legions to station at the gold mine and the soul vein, respectively. Then I told Zhang Chunlin to send people over to mine. For all the ore people mine, I only take 10% for the city lord's mansion. As for the ore you keep, I'll exchange them with all kinds of game resources, including equipment, skill books, and other items. I'm not stingy with any of these, because I want to lead the Blue Star people from zero to rise up amidst the disaster. Luckily, I bought a city ahead of time and set up a set of rules centered on the city lord. For people who don't want to live under others' rule, I won't force you to stay. People who stay will get the chance to get what they want through work. There are also secondary class tutors in Tianyue City. I'll provide everyone with opportunities, but I won't give resources away for free. Houses in Tianyue City require rent payment. I rely on these people to actively mine for me, to keep the whole city running. 11 p.m. A lot of airships appeared outside Tianyue City. They landed directly on the square. I brought a group of people over to greet them. A lot of Blue Star people got off the airships, as well as Jin Chang, the governor of Zhenhai province of Longling Kingdom. The difference was that the people around him weren't soldiers, but rather well-known, important figures. I stepped forward to welcome them. The city lord of Tianyue City greets the governor. Just then a woman's voice sounded. Before we came to this planet, you actually thought to buy a city. My name is Mia. I'll be in charge of the Zhenhai Province Chamber of Commerce from now on. I was a bit confused. It's only the first day, and Blue Star has already been conquered. He brought people from the Chamber of Commerce this time. I bet there's a price for these survivors. I started to feel wary. Inside the city lord's mansion, I had people serve dishes to entertain the guests. I even gave the main seat to Jin Chang. After we exchanged some polite pleasantries, Jin Chang got straight to the point. The ore vein in the Tianyue Mountains is pretty large. We need the Chamber of Commerce to set up in Tianyue City. The 8 major families pay 30 million as tribute every month, in gold coins plus 3 million soul crystals. Tianyue City has a larger ore vein, and a way larger population than those cities. What do you think is a fair amount, Castellan Lin? Sure enough, there's no such thing as a free lunch. How much do you want, Castellan? I threw the question right back at him. Tianyue City doesn't have any bargaining chips anyway. 5 million soul crystals and 50 million gold coins. I, your Castellan, can hold off the zombie horde for 10 days for you. My goal is for all of us to get rich together. Don't think all this money goes straight into my pocket. The Dragon Scale Kingdom also pays a lot of tribute to the Divine Court every year. I, the provincial lord, want stability more than any of you do. I almost wanted to laugh. He destroyed countless people's homes, and now he's talking about wanting stability. He even used the zombie horde as a threat against me. Within 10 days, can the people of Tianyue City take the initiative to clear out the bosses in the surrounding areas? After all, they are all original natives of Blue Star and have no experience fighting large bosses. After hearing that, Jin Chang smiled. If Tianyue City pays double the tribute every month, I, the provincial lord, will agree to your request. I could only nod helplessly. To buy 10 days for everyone to level up, so we can face the zombie horde 10 days later. After we settled the terms, Jin Chang and his men didn't stay long and left soon. I immediately called a meeting and told them to mobilize everyone, mine ore at night, and go level up during the day. Also recruit 10,000 blacksmith apprentices. Have them forge gear from level 1 to level 30. Make sure that at the very least before the zombie horde arrives, these people can reach level 30 or higher. Suddenly, Zhang Chunlin stood up to make a suggestion. Level 30 probably won't be nearly enough. We need to gather people who inherited game abilities to help. Like Shui Mo, for example. Have you gotten in touch with him? Shui Mo also controls a city. It's located in a place called the Ice Kingdom. They have to face the zombie horde tomorrow. As he spoke, he took out his almost dead phone. Once the battery runs out, it'll probably stop working for good. But I've stocked up on some power banks. They should last us for a while. Then I sent one to Bai Shui and told her, don't use them carelessly. We can't generate electricity right now. Looks like we can't count on Bai Shui's side for help. But I came up with a pretty good idea. We'll use soul cores as payment, to have the Saint Test clan people take ordinary folks to level up. As for me, I'm heading to Shui Mo's side to help. I need more information right now, like the relationship between the Ice Kingdom and the Dragon Scale Kingdom, and how strong the zombie horde monsters are. After I made my decision, I planned to go check on Bai Shui's side. After all, if Blue Star humans want to survive, we have to find new solutions. Before leaving, I called Zhang Chunlin over and gave him a set of instructions. You stay at the Castellan's mansion with Liu Mingyao to assist her. Keep being in charge of managing and relocating everyone, and organize groups of people to kill monsters and level up. At this point, I had already left Zhenhai province, was moving at top speed towards the border of the Dragon Scale Kingdom. On the way, I heard sounds of fighting in the forest. It was a lightning mage from the New World using the Heavenly Thunder spell, going up against an electric mage using lightning jump. Wait, are the people fighting down there all Blue Star people? At that thought, I stopped in my tracks. Then I used my speed advantage and snuck into the dense forest without a sound. I hid in a big tree and watched the fight below. It was those gold prospectors. They were chasing and trying to kill a little girl. Who knew this little internet celebrity was so tough? Looks like before the game invasion, you put a lot of work in those few days, huh? Well, now all that work is going to benefit me. Look at this girl. She looks like a total lowly. I bet she's never even had a boyfriend. After hearing that, Lin Xiaoya was furious. The lightning in her hand exploded with a loud bang, and she instantly appeared in front of Xiaoyan. The lightning kept crackling and jumping around, but Xiaoyan and the other two dodged out of the way separately. I just love feisty little chicks like you. Xiaoyan stuck out his tongue and licked his lips, like he was looking at a delicious meal. Just then, Xiaoyan suddenly heard movement behind him. A dark figure flashed past right behind him, and his head was immediately separated from his body. I killed him with just one hit. The other two were horrified. I revealed myself from the darkness. Heard you guys had a surprise for me. They never thought that even after escaping Zhenhai province, I would still be able to catch up to them. After they saw who it was, Lin Xiaoya was so happy she almost jumped up. Brother Lu Chenxi, I'm your huge fan, but I didn't have time to respond. The very next second I appeared right behind, the fleeing Shihao and Tang Shan. After taking out one of them, I interrogated the last remaining guy. Where are the gold diggers hiding? And who is your leader? You'll never know who our boss is. And we'll kill every last one of you. He killed himself while laughing wildly. I was totally speechless. These people are total lunatics, but I didn't pay much attention to it. Another trouble was giving me a real headache. Lin Xiaoya suddenly grabbed my hand. I knew I would definitely find you. There are so many monsters outside. When I rushed back to save my mom and dad, I found my house surrounded by demonic beasts. I was speechless again. Now Lin Xiaoya was totally sticking to me. Ice Snow City is the main city of the Drifting Snow Guild. After the game invaded the real world, it appeared in the city where Zhui Mo lived. He actually made some preparations beforehand. He DM'd a number of his guildmates and told them not to sell their accounts. Right now inside Ice Snow City, other than a recruited level 120 mercenary group, there are over 600 inheritors of game abilities. All of them have strength around level 90. Most members of the Drifting Snow Guild are women, but there are also quite a few men now. Most are the partners of the girls in Shui Mo's guild. Plus Shui Mo saved a lot of men as well. The population of Ice Snow City is now over 100,000, but compared to Tianyue City, Shui Mo got no support from the Ice Kingdom. Instead, the tax is double that of Tianyue City. Zhui Mo looked really unhappy at this moment. As time ticked by second, it was getting closer and closer to dawn. The monster horde far outside the city was stirring restlessly. Then Shui Mo saw above the dark clouds in the sky, there were also figures of Ice Kingdom citizens. They were a group of white elves. Both their outfits and appearances are totally different from those of the Dragonscale Kingdom. I noticed this too. When I arrived at the Ice Kingdom checkpoint, I realized this was a country of white elves. Everyone, male or female, was breathtakingly beautiful. Even the guard general was a female elf. She introduced herself as General Muir. She asked us a few questions about what we were doing in the Ice Kingdom. I replied that we were looking for a friend and would leave on our own once we found them. She didn't make things hard for us after hearing that. She just suddenly said with a half smile, "Hope you can keep your word. I don't want to get into big trouble. Because of you, a Skywalker." Her words left me really confused. Is it possible that the Skywalker class is so hard to level up? Because it comes with huge risks. I didn't think too much about it and sped up to move on. Because I noticed that at the border area, there is an endless river stretching as far as the eye can see. Lin Xiaoya asked curiously, "Is this the Yellow River?" My expression changed immediately, because I was moving pretty fast. I could keep a speed of 500 yards per second, but it would still take me a whole night to cross the Yellow River. Shui Mo was standing on the city wall at this time and spoke to everyone with a heavy expression. This war is not like the ones in the game, where you respawn 5 minutes after you die. Shui Mo's words hit everyone like a heavy hammer, landing right on everyone's heart. If you die in real life, you can't respawn, unless there are special methods, like the High Priest of Light and the Holy Priest and other advanced classes have skills that can bring people back from the dead. Ordinary priests can only heal HP. The monster siege will have at least 50 waves. Each wave of monsters will be stronger than the last. A level 150 boss might even appear in the final waves. Shui Mo had no confidence at all in his heart. But the monster siege had already started. He could only push all distracting thoughts aside and immediately arrange people to guard the city. The first waves of monsters were not high level, so everyone could work together to defend the city. Up until the 10th wave, no monster had even touched the city wall. Then the first vanguard monster appeared. It was a level 80 dark dragon. Sumo personally led hundreds of people to charge at it, before they finally defeated the dark dragon. In that 1-minute gap, monsters started surging forward like a tide again. The monsters are now at level 55, and the number of monsters per wave is also increasing. From this point on, Ice Snow City started to feel a little pressure. They barely held on until the 19th wave, when a gap was broken open in the city wall. Even though the gap was not big, it still put a lot of people under great pressure. After all, inside the entire Ice Snow City, there are ordinary people with no special abilities, and everyone's parents are also inside. Even if we die, we have to stop the monsters outside the city. Right now, Suemo doesn't even need to run around giving orders, whether it's out of personal feelings or love for their parents and fellow citizens. The city construction troops all jumped off the city wall, because once the city wall collapses, some long-range attacking monsters can directly hit people inside the city. All the defenders of Ice and Snow City were also inspired by the spirit of these soldiers. Even the priest's healing speed got way faster. Turns out boosting morale can actually cut down skill casting time, but he didn't get to stay surprised for long. A deafening loud noise exploded right next to everyone's ears. Then a level 120 Thunder Beast appeared in front of everyone. This is only the 20th wave, and we already got a level 120 boss. With Ice and Snow City's current strength, there's no way we can hold on. Suemo looked up at the sky. Her gaze was sharp enough to kill. She knew these elves were messing with them. They clearly didn't want Ice and Snow City to survive. Suemo had no choice but to push through. Her staff glowed with blinding light. A magic seal appeared in front of her. This is an elementalist forbidden spell. The 5-element array inflicts burn, suffocation, and other negative effects on enemies. It's mostly a crowd control array, so even though Suemo trapped the Thunder Beast, she could barely deal any damage to it. But Suemo had backup. Hundreds of mages cast all kinds of skills. The scene was just like a huge raid team, fighting a boss together. After one round of damage, the Thunder Beast still had 46% HP left. The array only had 5 minutes left. Suemo's face immediately fell. If we don't kill it right now, the next wave of monsters will arrive, and casualties will be catastrophic by then. Right now, every single person in Ice and Snow City was filled with despair. This was their last home, and they were about to lose it. Looks like it's over. Your Highness, beautiful Moi. Can we go back now? But Moi felt a little sick to her stomach. She kept a cold face and said nothing. Instead, she stood up, planning to leave early, but right at that moment, in the distant sky, I spread my wings, flying over quickly with Lin Xiaoya on my back, and stopped right above Ice and Snow City. Then I vanished from where I stood instantly. When I reappeared, I was right behind the Thunder Beast. I cast several forbidden spells at the same time, which blew off over 1 million HP of the Thunder Beast. With a loud boom, the Thunder Beast crashed straight to the ground. I barely even dealt any damage yet. It wasn't just him. Everyone in Ice and Snow City was completely shocked. Thousands of them had only chipped off half its HP, and I took it down in just a few seconds. Wings? Is this guy from the Angel Clan? Oh, it's a possession skill. But he's actually the legendary Skywalker. That's quite a surprise. She turned around and sat back down. Seeing Moi act like this, all the elves stayed in the sky and kept watching the scene below. We didn't have much time to catch up. I just found Suemo. I just introduced Lin Xiaoya to him when the 21st wave of monsters started attacking again. At this rate, if we get a few more Thunder Beasts today, my soul level might reach tier 9. I thought happily to myself. The 20th wave was all small mobs, which was perfect for my forbidden spell's cooldown. I summoned the Vermilion Bird directly. This is the ancient Vermilion Bird. Why would the Vermilion Bird follow him? The expression on Moi's face became really complicated. Piles of monster corpses fell in front of Ice and Snow City, mostly because my DPS was way too high. I one-shot almost all these small mobs, plus I was super fast, moving around like a ghost. My EXP kept going up non-stop. When the 30th wave boss showed up, I was already level 122. This time the boss was a level 1120 Gold Devourer. Among all the monsters invading Blue Star, this one is the most destructive, because Blue Star is full of steel buildings, which are now all their food, so Gold Devourers can grow really fast. And these guys are made entirely of heavy metal. Their defense stat is ridiculously high. Dark metal's weakness is fire, which makes it the perfect time for Vermilion Bird to shine. I activated the storm stance instantly. Fuemo used an array to trap the Gold Devourer. The Vermilion Bird acted as an aerial turret, spitting out all kinds of magic-infused flames nonstop, kept bombarding the gold-devouring beast. In the end, it took less than 5 minutes for the gold-devouring beast to completely melt in the sea of flames. I grabbed its soul immediately right after. Without the slightest hesitation, I devoured it straight away. The next moment, I closed my eyes. My soul cultivation had broken through to the 7th rank again. There's no way we'll actually let these Blue Star people pass the Beast Wave, right? Your Highness Mui, are you really willing to let the Blue Star people's city stand tall in the White Elves' domain? As long as the rules permit, they can become a part of the Frost Kingdom. That's an unchangeable fact. His expression also turned quite unsightly. His country is going to have an extra alien city-state, and once their population reaches a certain number, they will even have the right to participate in parliamentary decision-making. That's also why this Beast Wave has drawn so much attention from the Frost Kingdom. Unlike the Dragonscale Kingdom, the Frost Kingdom is a parliamentary state. The Parliament's power is even greater than the Queen's. He actually broke through his soul cultivation again. His soul cultivation has reached rank 7. Doesn't that mean our plan has failed? We have to increase the difficulty of the Beast Wave again. Let's just go lure some bosses over. Moi closed his eyes and gave no response, acting like he heard nothing at all. Seeing Moi's reaction, Erxius hardened his heart and left the airship. After he left, Moi opened his eyes, watching Erxius's retreating back. He smiled with a pursed lip, then shifted his gaze down to Ice and Snow City below. Things are getting more and more interesting. The roars of monsters outside Ice and Snow City made everyone perk up again. When they saw the scene outside the city, all of them widened their eyes, with looks of disbelief on their faces. This time there were 8 huge demon beasts. All of them were bosses without exception. In the original game, the 40th wave boss, at max difficulty, was only level 130, but now there are 2 level 130 bull demons and 6 level 120 wind beasts. Maybe we should just give up. At this rate, when we reach the 100th wave, we'll face unprecedented strong enemies. Those elves must be causing trouble again. With the strength of the Frost Kingdom, if the elves wanted to, within the Frost Kingdom's territory, wipe out your Ice and Snow City. They should have plenty of ways to do that, right? Why would they use this Beast Wave to do it? Could it be that besides the Beast Wave, they have no other way to deal with us? Ever since the game invaded until now, we have never seen them take the initiative to attack us. There must be some restriction that limits the methods they can use against us. But when they use monsters, there are no rules restricting them at all. In other words, do we also not have to stick to the rules? Zuemo looked towards me. His eyes instantly filled with hope. My gaze turned cold and gloomy. Let's fight our way out. Among the players in Ice and Snow City who inherited game powers, there must be formation masters. Tell them to set up a formation outside the city. I'll handle this Beast Wave. You arrange for people to build defensive formations